Yes, because I've been having too many of these conversations, whether if it's outside or here within social media. Now, Black Americans or Americans have been having a lot of issues when it comes to identity.
Mommy, because I thought we were supposed to conserve things.
Hey, this is Big Girl. When it comes to who you are. Now, I had Africans and Caribbeans come up and tell me, well, you don't know, you don't have a culture, you don't know who you are. And I'm like, wait a minute, Caribbeans, I know, I know. You're not telling me that I don't know who I am. Uh, damn it, you're in the same boat. What the hell are you talking about? But it gets very interesting. Matter of fact, let me back up for a second. Caribbeans and actually Latinos as well are more African than Black Americans. Oh, yes, you are. A lot of you eat the same foods and have the same cultural things going across culture, right? Across country. You know, hop into different seas, the ocean, Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic Ocean, hitting Africa, whether if you go the Atlantic side or the Pacific side, it still hits Africa. But I find it interesting that only Black Americans are at the focal point of this conversation. And we're like, oh, well, you're Africans. We're like, no, we're not. You're like, oh, well, the Africans were slaves here in the United States. Yeah, not that many, but there was more so in Mexico. Mexico just finally decided, oh, we got Black people here in Mexico that you treat like dogs. Okay. Till this, and you still do. That hasn't changed one bit. Then you go down to Brazil, Colombia, even Nicaragua and Honduras. You have Black folks or Africans right there. And the large majority of them are in Brazil. Now, when you go to the Caribbean is filled with Africans, but they don't identify as Africans. They identify as being from Bermuda, Barbados, U.S. Virgin Islands, never Africa. That doesn't even come out their mouth. But why is it only Africans talk about Black Americans? You know you're African. You know you are. Now, I've had, and I said this before in other videos, I've had Africans and Caribbeans come up to me and we engage in a conversation, and then it always goes to identity. What do I identify as? And when I say American and Black Americans, they're like, you're African American. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. I'm like, why am I arguing with you about who I am? I mean, my grandmother, my people have been in this country before the Declaration of Independence. So, not African, not African at all. But just keep in mind that there were Indians, Black Indians, because there were Black Indians. They weren't all paper brown Indians. I call them paper brown Indians. But there were Black Indians here that were also enslaved by the colonists, the pilgrims, whatever you want to call them. They also enslaved them too after when they taught them how to, get a gripping in this country. It is what it is. Now, what I find funny is that, Africans and Caribbeans never say, hey, Russians, you're Africans. Because when I get into these crazy conversations and they're all circular and all kinds of crazy stuff, uh, they go back to the beginning of time when somebody took two rocks, hit it together to start fire. Freaking, that's how far back they go. And it's only Black Americans. Only Black Americans. They don't say anything about the Caribbean, which they were slaves. All of the Caribbeans there, they were all slaves. So you need to be going to them. Now you don't go to to the what do you call it? To the Asians, hey, you're Africans. You don't go to the Italians, you're Africans. You don't go to the Spaniards. Oh, don't go to Spaniards. Oh no. Oh, leave them alone. Gonna leave the French out of it too. Man, I don't know what you all did to France and Spain because they don't like you all. I don't know about England. They don't like you all either, but mainly Spain and France, Africans, I don't know what you did, but they don't like you. Oh my goodness. But on a real note, you only focus on Black Americans. You don't focus on anyone else. Now, and I've had and I've asked, why is it? Why is it that you only focus on Black Americans and wanting Black Americans to be African Americans? Now, I don't see you pressing out Elon Musk. I don't see you pressing out, oh, what's her name? She's an actress, Tandy, I can't remember what her last name is. Well, she's African, from Africa, and she came over to America, well, first Britain, and then to America. I don't see you saying anything to her. I don't see you saying anything to the Africans that came over from Africa to America, whether if they're white, whether if they're Indian, or whether if they're Black. No, you save it only for Black Americans. And I don't know why. Truly, I don't know why. And I don't know why you don't give the Caribbeans the same smoke, because they're all African. You don't say nothing to them, hey, Jamaicans, you're African. No, you call them Jamaicans. You don't say anything about the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yo, you're African. You don't say that. Heck, you don't even say anything about the Black Mexicans or African Mexicans. You don't even say anything to them, nor do you help them out with the level of racism that they're going through. And yes, Mexico, you've been giving them a whole lot of racism, but and don't even deny it, you do. But the interesting part is we have Pan-Africanists. And that was going on since the 60s on up to today. You have Dr. Umar Johnson, who is pounding the Pan-African movement. But you want to know something that's rather interesting? It's only him. If there are Pan-Africanists over there in Africa, that's a small. I mean, we could. That's how many people are in it, maybe two. But I just don't see why all the pressure is on Black Americans to identify as African Americans when we're not. Now, slavery did exist. Some of us were slaves from Africa, but guess what? The Indians were slaves too. So, on that note, I mean, I don't know what you want. And I'm just going to say this right here because a proud I'm a proud American. I like this whiteboard. Proud American. And the people that I talk to, they don't even know I'm a content creator. Maybe I get them to come in and have this conversation. But, the interesting part is this. This is the interesting part. The Africans, the Caribbeans, and the Latinos all share the same type of foods. You all eat cassava, juca, plantain, banana, whatever you call it. A lot of you eat a lot of the same thing, but Spanish, Latino people have Spanish rice or Puerto Rican rice. If you're up north, they call it Puerto Rican rice. And then you have jollof over there. You see the Caribbean. I don't know what they call the rice besides rice. I don't know. But look, I'm an American. Whether if you like it or not, which I truly don't care if you don't like it, because that's my heritage. That's what I identify as. My people are here. And I'm not even going to get into, I'm going to leave that alone. But I'm a proud American.